You were charged of driving while intoxicated, second offense. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You know, you just heard what I said to this other gentleman here. Life doesn't get easier. It gets a lot more difficult the older you get. And when you start racking up convictions, all you're doing is you're making the life even just more difficult. If you have a drug and alcohol problem, they're with it. But when you endanger other people's lives, you may end up digging a hole that's so deep you'll never crawl your ass out of it. And you'll be stuck like Chuck in custody for the next 40 years. It happens time and again. If you don't believe me, watch the news. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. Yesterday, a construction worker. Take an Uber. It's extremely easy. They make it so easy that all you literally have to do is push one button. Because I'm going to tell you now, with your history, if you ever get pulled over and an officer smells anything funky, you're going to go down. And this time, it's out of my hands. From now on, you're in felony court. You're 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Even the faintest smell of alcohol. Do you understand, Mr. Jaggers?
Yes, sir.
Somehow we have to get through to you. Hopefully it doesn't take the fact that you sit there charged with a 5 to life case because you've done something that just cannot get a clue. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, these will go on your record. 1 and 1 are 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. A third, you're looking at 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Sir.
The rest of your life. What are you, 32 right now?
31.
31. You're going to be driving for the next 40 years. How do you plead to the offense of second offense driving while intoxicated? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 330 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 113 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 1 year. Do not drive until you get a license. What do you do for a living, Mr. Jaggers? How much money do you make a month?
0 right now.
I'm appointed to this case, Judge.
So you're working for free? What?
Yes.
I don't know. Well, why would we reward him? He was to obtain a device he just never did.
He doesn't have a vehicle, Your Honor. I was notified by pretrial yesterday that there was this BVR. I talked to Mr. Jaggers about it. He didn't have a vehicle, and by his account, that didn't have a vehicle. He didn't know what to do. But he's here today.
So you just do whatever you want? I mean, this continue to happen over and over and over. I mean,
He spent, better part of 4 months, 3 months in jail, awaiting resolution of this case. He has done that time, Your Honor. He's working now. I really believe that to help him get better, he needs to put this behind him and get started with a new phase of his life.
Mr. Jaggers, I'm going to waive the court costs and I'll waive the DPS fine and surcharge. Just take a damn Uber, man. It's not hard. One button on your phone. All this could be avoided by hitting one button on your phone. All right. Good luck.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
You're a mom?
I am.
How are you?
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Appreciate you for having me.
Mr. Hall, so with the 4 open cases, you're lucky to be out. You really need to listen to mom so that a fifth case doesn't occur. It's not going to go well if you pick up a fifth one. Do you understand?
You have to excuse me, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They're trying to do two medicines on him. And it doesn't have him here, if it makes sense. He's listening, but it has him, if you speak, he's dragging. And I'm okay with that because I can control what's going on. As I was there, I work in the incident business. I work in conjunction with the one day, the sheriff department. And I work with the homeless. I came out of engineering because he taught me two things. I have to pay attention to what's going on at home and not just give love to people on the street. It makes sense, right?
That's great. That's wonderful.
I've done my homework recently, these big last two situations. His grandmother and his grandfather is dealing, they had mental ideations as well, so it triggers, mom says, be careful who you choose, but we can't be careful who you choose, right?
Right.
That was lives. So I'm holding on gracefully to this. You have to excuse my appearance, I've been in cold gray.
Oh, please, you look great. But my concern is that please tell me he's living with you. Wonderful. Okay.
As I said, I'm bringing paperwork together to get custodial.
Guardianship. Okay.
To get him placement to stay there.
You know, I'm happy to, whatever you need, we're happy to give you. You know, we have a lot of resources here that we can always, try to help you with,
Appreciate you.
all you need to do is ask, if you need tablets, cell phones. We can also do evaluations to see, how we go forward. So I'm all ears and I'm with you, whatever you want, whatever conditions you think are appropriate, we can put on it.
We just had an evaluation on the,
Is mom's the CW in the cases? Or,
So Judge, these are old cases from what I remember, 2022,
So
failure
the-
ID, the trespass.
well, we have one terroristic threat of a peace officer or a judge. Is that right?
okay, this is what happened.
No, don't.
Yeah.
I just,
We just did a psych evaluation
okay.
and we were in the room. I hope I'm.
No, let's not, don't. It's,
I'll talk about that right now.
yeah, that's something that we can do later, but at this time, I will leave him in your care, your, whatever you need, we're here to help you out with. The only thing I'm gonna ask is just you guys, just please stay in touch with Kavita. She will help you out. And I just don't want a fifth case, that's it. I'm with you. So how long do you want to set it out, Kavita?
I think maybe a 6-week, the evaluation, all the medical together and talk.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna waive his appearance. That way he doesn't have to waste his time coming to court. But just be nice. Self-control. All these cases are because of no self-control. You get upset and you wig out. But think, it's okay. We all get angry. We all do. But just think before you act. Think before you speak. That's it. Listen to mom. If you ever need anything, come back and I can help you out with whatever you need. Just say the word. Okay?
Judge, in regards to bond conditions, how did you want to handle that?
So the bond conditions that I'd like, it just, no contact with ever the terroristic threat cases and just no weapons. That's all I would like. It's not, my concern is that it was a healthcare provider, because that's what I was thinking. Is that someone that he's currently seeing? Do you know? Alex, who in the
Oh, in
most recent case, who's the complaining witness?
the most recent case, let me see. It says the reporting party.
Oh, that case is upstairs. It's not even with us. I'm
That's all,
sorry.
Your Honor.
So disregard it. I thought it was with us.
Yes, Judge.
So the only condition is just no weapons. That's it. Okay. And just stay in contact with your lawyer. Okay, absolutely. Mr. Halsell, good luck, bud. All right? Okay, thanks, committee.
Thank you, Judge. May you be excused?
This is Mr. Riley.
Yep.
Riley, last time he was here, Your Honor asked him to
Mr. Vaughn?
do some employment, which he's done. I've got proof of that.
Okay,
Schooling, I spoke to his mother and his aunt, and the issue there is, he doesn't like the school he's zoned to. It's not a great, fit for him. And so he's trying to get with the aunt, and there's just some logistical issues. But I spoke to both the individuals, and I mean, he's making good faith efforts to do it. He's just, has not yet.
is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, Ridley, come up. Is mom here?
That,
Who's that?
I don't. Yeah. Well, I spoke to her last night and this morning. Okay, yeah.
Is that mom? Are you mom? Come on up.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. It's great. So what's going on with Mr. Ridley now?
I haven't had a chance to in school, like the holiday work schedule, but he's looking for a job, and I'm trying to get him make 2 steps.
So you're not doing anything now? You stay at home and do nothing?
I was.
He's looking for jobs.
I got put like 3-4 applications in.
School is more important, Mr. Ridley. You need to get your education, man. You need a high school diploma. At worst comes to worst, we can give you paperwork so you can do the schooling at home and get your GED online at a minimum, and we can give it to you for free. But I mean, you're at home you're not working, you're not going to school, you're doing nothing to make life better for yourself. Life doesn't get easier the older you get. It gets more difficult. If you don't have a job, if you don't have an education, you will end up nowhere. And life sucks without money. Trust me. Do you understand? Okay. Do you mind giving them the paperwork, please? We need to be somewhere, Mr. Ridley. I'm going to give you another couple weeks, 2.5 weeks. At the minimum, be enrolled to start working on your GED. Do you understand? I'm also going to drug test you. I'm not going to let you there's no smoking weed, none of this. Do you understand? If I find that you're using, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to keep you. Do you understand? All right.
One other issue, Judge, we would request, the complainant has made contact with the DA's office and left let her thoughts be known on the case in a RIP call. And so we request that the no contact be just brought down to no threatening, harassing.
Who is it?
It's a girlfriend situation, Judge. And I spoke to DV about it. He reviewed it and said he was going to leave notes, that they had no opposition to that.
Yeah, or even something else.
And yes, that is correct. The RIP does say no conduct, so no threatening, harassing would be fine.
Okay. I will amend your bond condition, Mr. Ridley, to have no harassing contact with the complaining witness in this case. You're not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? You need to start working on your education. Life doesn't get easier. Do you understand? That's my main concern. You graduate, you get your GED, we're all going to be jumping up and down because that's what you need. Without a high school diploma, you will literally make pennies when everybody else is making dollars. Do you understand? I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see you in 2 weeks. All right. Good morning, Mr. Arling. Sir, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. One to do probable cause, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 16, 2025 at 12:04 a.m., the officer observed a vehicle traveling the wrong way at Belfort Avenue in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated
and the defendant, the driver, did not initially roll down his window. After multiple commands by the officers, the defendant finally rolled down his windows, and the officer observed the defendant to make further movements as if to conceal something. The defendant did not produce his driver's license, and the officer observed a strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle and his person. The officer observed the defendant to have a loaded firearm in his waistband, and the defendant stated he smoked earlier and was not the registered owner of the vehicle. The officer located in plain view, sticking out of the defendant's right pocket, a small package with training and experience is used to conceal marijuana. PC search was conducted, and the officer found 3.31 grams of marijuana under the driver's seat, and the defendant admitted the marijuana was his.
Charlene, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. If you run his license, see if he has.
Not eligible, Your Honor.
Okay, you are not allowed to drive. I am making that a condition of your bond. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand? You will be signing a promise with me. Like I said, I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 people. If you don't have a license and insurance, do not drive. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Arlene? Okay, I'm going to have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, and I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. Don't pick up any new cases. Don't become a danger to my public, and above all else, do not drive. Do you understand? Okay, come on. Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
One moment, Your Honor, it's loading. Okay. On January 15, 2025, the officer was conducting surveillance in the Green Points area, and the officer was in an unmarked vehicle in an apartment complex and observed 18-year-old defendant join up with two other males, co-defendants. He had already witnessed using a firearm. The three males walked around the apartment complex together, and the officer witnessed the defendant being given the firearm and wave it around. The two other males encouraged the defendant to shoot the gun, and the officer did not see the defendant fire the weapon, and the officer maintained visual until the officers were able to detain all three defendants at a nearby gas station. The gun was found in the co-defendant's waistband, and all three individuals were placed in custody.
Mr. Saavedra, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in contact with any. Did anyone else get arrested in this case? Or is it just him? I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm sending you for a test right now. You're to come back. If you fail the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Your Honor, there's a co-defendant in court 4. The cause number is 2547734.
I'm going to send it? Okay, so let's just do this for now. Go ahead, take a seat for me. We're going to transfer your case to the other court because that's where it belongs. Okay, please. And you are charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On January 16th, 2025 at 2:02 a.m., the officer was dispatched in an attempt to locate. The officer was advised the defendant's sister was concerned for her well-being after not hearing from her. The defendant's sister stated her last known location was the Den, a bar, where she got a flat tire. While searching the area, the officer located the defendant's vehicle at the entrance of the University of Houston, and a witness was flagged down to assist changing the defendant's flat tire. The witness stated he observed the defendant as the sole occupant of the driver's seat of the vehicle, and the surveillance video showed the defendant's vehicle in motion at the time the witness came into contact with the defendant. The defendant was identified with Texas driver's license, and the officer made contact and observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, red, glossy, bloodshot eyes, and slurred speech. The defendant admitted drinking a wine cooler earlier in the day, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. The officer observed the defendant to be unsteady on her feet as she walked to the sidewalk, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. The DIC was red and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.185 and 0.181.
And you're telling me there's video of her driving?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Levy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Have you run your license and any prior DWIs?
Driver's license is eligible and no priors, Your Honor.
Okay. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If you consume alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, ma'am? Would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Okay, I'll give you an application. I'll take a look at your numbers, and if you qualify, we'll provide you a lawyer today. Okay, just everything's fine. Don't worry. Just be safe. Okay, just don't. Okay, I don't want to talk about the case. Let's have you fill out the application, then I'll have you talk to a lawyer today. Okay, ma'am? Please.
Right this way.
Sir, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 15th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to Texas Southern regarding a male on campus possibly carrying a firearm. The caller provided the name and dispatch ran through arms and located a recent picture and a trespass notice. The officer observed the defendant walk into the library, immediately walked out accompanied by a second black male, and the officer attempted to detain the defendant, and the defendant ran northbound, ran through an apartment complex. The officer drove through the complex and set up a perimeter and observed the defendant run out of the complex. The officer exited a marked patrol vehicle in full uniform, drew a duty weapon, and ordered the defendant to the ground. The defendant ignored the commands and continued running and was assisted to the ground by the officer. The defendant stated he ran due to being scared. The defendant evaded approximately 0.4 miles.
What was he doing wrong?
So there was a report of a possible firearm on campus, and the caller provided the name, and he was attempting to investigate that, and he was just trying to detain him to
They
investigate.
give the description of him.
They just gave the name, and then they
A name
ran
of-
that through arms, and they found a picture of that person.
So the caller gave the name of Mr. Newman.
Yes, Judge. Gave Mr. Newman's name. The officer ran that name and found a picture, and then observed him leaving the library and attempted to detain him.
Yes.
And then he ran.
There was also a current trespass notice for the defendant as well.
Yes, Judge.
From TSU.
From the arms or TSU.
Yes, Judge. They found for TSU through arms.
Mr. Newman, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Let's do this. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today because there's several things that we need to look at. So do you mind reaching out to the MAC for Mr. Newman? Mr. Newman, assuming we go forward with the case, you're not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand? I'm
Yes,
making
sir.
that a condition of your bond.
Yes, sir.
If I find that you have any weapons, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail.
Yes, sir.
Just all I want is my community to be safe. I'm not asking for much. You understand? Okay. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, sir. Okay? So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand, sir, that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. When you plead guilty, you give up the right to appeal, meaning that you can never change this. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. Do you understand these rights that you're giving up?
Yes.
You also need to understand that there are no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up in here. And if you're not in this country with permission, you do anything short of more than 6 hours, you will get an ICE detainer. So if I were you, I would never, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, get into a car and drive. Do you understand?
Yes, I
How do you
understand.
plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 2. I'm going to suspend your ability to drive for 90 days. Do not drive, otherwise you're going to be right back over here, sir. What does your client do for a living, sir? What does your client do for a living?
He does the carpentry work, there, labor work, the framing, that kind of thing. Home framing.
I'm asking this because there is a DPS surcharge that they usually tack on for around $3,000. I will waive this fee for you now, but I'm telling you on a DWI second, it's around a $6,000 surcharge on a DWI second. So get a clue. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're allowed to make a mistake, but when you continue to make people's lives, there are serious consequences. Good luck, sir.
Win.
All right,
Well, then, there's a portable device, Judge, that you've been.
we'll take it off.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, please declare. Yeah. It looks like you are charged with 2 cases. You were charged with criminal trespass. You're also charged with criminal mischief. On both of those, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 48 days in jail with credit for the 16 that you've done on the criminal trespass. They're dismissing the other case.
Yes, Your Honor. Time served on the criminal trespass and dismissing criminal.
Is this how you understand it, sir?
Yes.
You need to understand also that this charge will go on your record. You're now facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Like I said, you give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, it stays on your record. Is this what you want to do?
So,
How do you plead? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty.
I plead.
All right, I'm going to find you guilty. I'll follow the agreement. Good luck to you, sir.
What about the enhancement?
Abandon. Yeah. Or wait a second. Is it listed as?
It's listed as.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Yes.
He's got to. Is it true or come up, Mr. LZ? Is it true or untrue that you had a prior terroristic threat, sir?
I'm on my medication, so I missed my medication. I have trouble getting my medication. I was just,
Did you have a prior terroristic threat in the past? It looks like from August of this past year with us.
I don't remember any terroristic threat towards you guys or.
No, just in general.
You had a case in this court that you took 57 days time on, and that was August 20th of 2024. Do you remember taking that plea bargain?
I believe I was in court before, but,
That's all we need to know. That's it. Okay, all right. Thank you. I don't know if have we found probable cause on this first case? Or I mean, on the new case? Let me express my extreme disappointment, Mr. Guevara Ortiz. You now stand charged with yet another DWI. On this one, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 19th, 2025, at 11:43 p.m., the officer was dispatched due to a concerned citizen following a possible intoxicated driver. The call was near Northborough in Houston County, Harris County, Texas. The officer arrived at a public place and observed the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle. And the witness stated the defendant was observed to have severe damage to the front passenger side, and he struggled to stay in its lane several times. The witness had eyes on the defendant until the officer arrived, and the officer made contact with the defendant, who advised that he had 3 Coronas and was coming from a gas station where he purchased the beers while driving home.
So drinking while?
No, Your Honor, there's no indication of that. He just purchased while driving home. And the officer observed glossy eyes, delayed responses, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer conducted standard field sobriety tests, HGN 6 out of 6, The defendant refused the walk and turn and one leg stand due to the cold temperatures. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to prep. The results were 0.189 and 0.177.
Mr. Guevara Ortiz, I'm going to find that there's enough probable cause to go forward with your case, and I am now going to revoke your bond on your first case, and I'm going to set it at 10,001. You now also have an immigration detainer, so you'll be stuck in there, I guess, until I need to know, counsel, if you guys are planning on trying to get him an immigration bond or not.
Your Honor, we don't represent him on the immigration case, but it's my understanding from Mr. Breston that there's an effort to address that.
Okay. You're signing on for Mr. Breston now, right?
For it, yeah, I work for him. Yes, sir.
Got it. All right. Mr. Guevara Ortiz, I'm now ordering you to have an ankle monitor on your ankle, and I'm giving you a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I'm going to put a scram ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. On your other ankle, you will get a GPS monitor. I don't know if you're getting out of custody, but if you do get out of custody, these will be your bond conditions. You will have on one ankle, like I said, a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. On your other, you will get a GPS monitor so I know that you're abiding by curfew. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we'll set you out for 30 days. Just keep us in the loop. If you are able to get an immigration bond, you must be here the next business day. If you fail to do so, I'm going to revoke both of your bonds and set them extremely high. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so tell me what's going on.
Dave's asking for extension.
So this one for Sims, we're asking for an extension from Mississippi for a probation violation for malicious mischief. Obviously, due to Winter Storm Enzo, they're requesting extension because the airports were literally closed.
Get ready, we're gonna get so many of these, you know?
Oh.
Let's get ready.
Yeah, they're
There's-
coming.
And so this one, they're requesting out to the 27th. Or sorry, the 28th, they'll pick up on the 27th, but because even with when they were originally supposed to come on the 21st, it wrapped around the weekend. That's why we're entering the pre-signed waiver. Ricardo is opposed, which is why I'm entering it.
Okay, I mean, I have to, circumstances beyond, act of God, right? As they say.
Of course, I gotta be opposed. I gotta fight for my client. His expectation was to get out in a certain day, through no fault of his own. He's gotta be here an extra 7 days, looks like. He doesn't control the weather. Nobody does.
Is it 7?
It's well, because the original pickup date was the 21st. Well, so yes, the 21st, and then the court reset date would be the 28th. They're looking to pick them up on the 27th.
It's getting a little bit less than a week. Understand that there is an act of God, right? That just completely close everything. You get just one kernel of snow, the entire city shuts down. So I'm going to grant them an extension. You're not going to get another one.
I have to ask Judge.
So understand, Mr. Kim, that I don't,
They had like 13 days before the snow. That's what I'm saying. Why didn't they come in?
well, I can't answer that. I mean, that's something.
Oh, yeah.
Judge, I would ask, would you consider giving him a bond so he could go turn himself in and not have to wait 7 days? That's what we said.
For the pre-signed
There's
waiver.
a pre-signed waiver. I
Pre-signed
can't
waiver,
get
he's
a
not
bond.
allowed.
Understood.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand when you get on probation or when you get on parole in another state, you sign conditions. One of those conditions is that if you ever take off and you become a fugitive, you waive extradition. It's a pre-signed waiver. You have already waived by virtue of signing. You need to read every single thing that when you sign it, all the little print, because even if I wanted to give you a bond, I can't because you have already waived by signing that document.
Judge, if for some reason they don't make it by this deadline, will he be getting out?
That's a great question. Mr. Kim?
Actually, with the full, I got to look at the original waiver date. So it's 5th. So statutorily, they have until February 4th, 2025. So strictly speaking, for the pre-signed waiver, he's not allowed to. but this is one where they've already confirmed they're coming on the 27th. So I think it will be a distinction without a difference because they've already scheduled for him to come on the 27th, unless we get another once in a lifetime storm.
So we're gonna give them until the fourth is what I'm hearing?
Well,
No.
the recess is gonna be 28th.
28th.
That's
Right.
that one.
They already indicated they're coming on the 27th.
I mean, act of God.
I don't see anything happening between now and then. Otherwise, the news would be just going nuts, you know?
All right,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, should something happen, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
we're back up here.
They've said that they're going to come get you absolutely on the 27th. I don't know what time, but on that
I'll
day.
confirm with them that we approached and then submit the order and triple check today that that is still the confirmed date, because obviously we've had ones in the past where we confirmed too late and they had to move it. So I'm gonna triple check today.
And he'll let you know.
I'll talk to them.
Okay.
Thank you, Josh.
What's up, some more, Mr.
Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you get pulled over, first thing an officer does is they look up your criminal history. If they see prior DWIs and they come up to you and say, smell alcohol, it's probably not going to go well. So from now forth, I would never, even if you had a sip of alcohol, get into a car. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this off. Do you understand? This is what you want to do.
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I want to send you to the agreement. Let me make one more thing clear, Mr. Espinoza. There is a $3,000 surcharge on this type of case. You pick up a DWI second, it's a $6,000 surcharge on your case that you can probably end up paying. I will waive it now, but understand, if you continue to put other people's lives in danger, it's not going to go well for you.
Muy bien.
Good luck, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Thank you.
Can we approach on something? I'd like you to hear probable cause and something.
Absolutely.
You have it pulled up?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's for Klaba. Okay. On January 15th at approximately 6 p.m., officers initiated a reverse prostitution investigation. Undercover officer saw defendant parked near where she was standing. Defendant rolled down his driver's side window. Officers approached the defendant and had a conversation sexual in nature. Defendant agreed to engage in sexual intercourse with the officer in exchange for $100. Defendant and officer arranged to meet at a motel. Defendant started driving in the direction of the motel. Defendant was then stopped and identified by marked units. During this, officers located a loaded firearm behind the front passenger seat. During the search incident, sorry.
So it would have been the. Yeah. My argument is that the possession of the gun was not while he was engaged in this alleged criminal activity.
And we would understand where he's coming from, Your Honor. However, he did have the loaded firearm behind the front passenger seat, and this was a search incident to arrest. So that's where we would be at.
Well, you have the unusual circumstance here of my client is an aircraft mechanic. He works over at IAH. As a result of the gun case, not the solicitation case, the gun case, he lost his job. He can get it back because he's a member of the union. But the gun case is the only problem because he was charged with a gun. He lost his job. Now, I assume we're going to be able to work out the solicitation case.
I mean, I'm sure would probably work out in conjunction as well, you know? I mean, it's,
So but in the meantime, he can't work. So.
Let me read the statute. Hold on.
That will have to finish ours. Oh, what if he's?
I tried to replace my plumbing, but I forgot to shut off the water. It's been wired. All you gotta do is glue stuff.
So I'm looking at 46.02. Unlawful carrying of a weapon. A person commits an offense if the person, one, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly carries on or about his or her person a handgun at the time of the offense. So is this at the time of the offense? Right? I guess there lies the question.
He was proceeding to the motel where the incident, that they agreed to would occur. So during the process.
So because, I mean, the offense is committed when? When the actually agreement took place.
Requires the way the charge reads, it requires, the offense is complete at the time that an agreement is
Reached.
made. So
The agreement is made at the time, allegedly, when they're stopped. They had the wherewithal, if they wanted to, arrest him at that time, where subject to arrest at that time, they could have made the charge, so to speak, right? But they decided to wait.
Well, Your Honor, if I may, the statute reads they had honor about his person while committing criminal activity, and the firearm was in the vehicle while the offer was being made. It was just on the way to the hotel or the motel is when they stopped him and search incident to arrest for that solicitation. That's when they found the firearm. But the firearm was on or about the defendant's person while he was engaged in the offer for the solicitation.
And also, if I may, Judge, I would also say it would make sense for safety procedures for them to make the arrest while he was on the way to the motel so that they could have followed him and it wasn't just that undercover officer there at the scene of making the arrest.
No, I don't know, because they could have arrested him at the time, right on the spot. I don't know why they would try to bolster the case, I guess, by saying that there's more evidence of guilt by actually going to the motel. I mean, theoretically, they could have arrested at the time that the agreement is made, right? It's a contract.
Judge, I think we would just stick to the way the statute is worded is while engaged and the firearm was there. And they could have arrested him earlier, but as Mackenzie knows, they do that routinely for safety purposes as well as perhaps as you mentioned, they could have done it for further evidence as well, further investigation.
Prostitution cases I've seen is they arrest right on the spot, right then and there. They don't wait. I mean, the offense occurs right then and there.
And the offense did occur while the defendant was in the vehicle. That's when the offense occurred. He was in the vehicle when they made that agreement and the firearm was in the vehicle. They found it right after they followed him to the motel. It was in the same transaction.
the offense was complete.
I agree with you. I'll find no problem. Okay. So you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 28 days in jail with credit for the 28 days that you've already done. Is this how you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. This charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You need to understand that from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for cases like this that you pick up. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this.
Yes, sir.
What you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you prove to your offense? How do you?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow it. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Josh. CC.
Mr. Sims?
You were charged with assault, bodily injury.
شما در واقع به حمله مسلحانه به کسی حمله کردی اونجوری متهم شدی که به کسی حمله کردی.
Do you understand how she's? Okay. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
میگه 1 سال بعد زندان بری و $4,000 بعد جریمه پرداخت کنی.
We are going to do probable cause.
در واقع اینجا میخوان برای شما یه excuse me sir, I don't know exactly what does probable cause mean. Sorry about that.
We're going to determine whether there's enough evidence to go forward or not.
میگه در واقع میخوان شواهد رو بررسی بکنن که ببینن بعد چجوری در مورد مسئله شما تصمیم گیری بکنن.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
میگه حق اینو داری که در واقع ساکت بمونی، هیچی نگی و هر چیزی که بگی میتونه علیه شما استفاده بشه.
If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
میگه اگه که توانایی در واقع هزینه پرداخت وکیل رو نداری، دادگاه برای شما یه وکیل انتخاب میکنه. یعنی میتونی ساکت بمونی و بگی من وکیل میخوام. وکیلت میتونه از تو دفاع بکنه.
I'm now going to have Alex, our local prosecutor, read what happened. So, go ahead.
میگه الان این در واقع اون کاراگاه مخصوصشون که کاراگاه مخصوص این کار هست برای شما میخونه که چه اتفاقی افتاده.
Okay, go slow.
Yes, Judge. On January 15th, 2025,
میگه در 15 ژانویه 2025
the officer is dispatched to a possible assault.
فهمیدن که شما به کسی حمله کردید.
The officer observed one student being assaulted by 2 other students.
میگه اون در واقع اون آفیسر اون مأمور دید که یکی از دانش آموزان به وسیله 2 دانش آموز دیگه مورد حمله و ضرب و شتم قرار داده شد.
The officer stepped in and grabbed the defendant and escorted him to the police office.
آفیسر اون مأمور پلیس در واقع وارد مداخله شد و اون کسی که صدمه دیده بود رو برد به پلیس، به دفتر پلیس.
Surveillance video showed the complainant speaking with the defendant in the cafeteria with other students.
میگه که اون ویدیویی رو که در واقع داشتن بازرسی می‌کردن که ببینن چه اتفاقی افتاد، توی این ویدیو دیدن که اون دانش آموز تو کافتریا داشت با اون 2 دانش آموز دیگه صحبت می‌کرد.
Students separated the defendant and the complainant after the defendant charged at the complainant.
میگه بقیه دانش آموزا اون کسی که مورد ضرب و جرح قرار داده شده بود و اون کسی که داشت ضرب و جرح می‌کرد رو در واقع جدا کردن از هم دیگه.
The defendant was being held back when a 15-year-old started punching the complainant.
میگه که اون دیفندنت اون کسی که مورد حمله قرار داده شده بود خودش رو کشید عقب وقتی که دید اون یکی دانش آموز در واقع با لگد بهش زد. Yes.
Ma'am, please don't talk. If you want to talk, you can go out.
Yes, Judge.
Did you just say the defendant was being held back?
Yes, and as I keep going, he breaks loose. So the defendant broke loose from the other students and joined the 15-year-old in the fight.
میگه اون کسی که مورد حمله و ضرب و شتم قرار داده شد خودش رو به عقب پرتاب کرد. Sorry, can you please repeat the second part of the sentence?
Yes, so the defendant joined the 15-year-old in the fight.
میگه اون کسی که مورد ضرب و شتم قرار داده شد در واقع به اون یکی دانش آموزی که 15 سال بود به اون ملحق شد.
The defendant punched the complainant multiple times.
میگه اون کسی که در واقع مورد ضرب و جرح قرار داده شد چند بار هی ضربه زد به اون یکی دانش آموز.
The complainant stated he felt pain after getting thrown on the ground.
Sorry, can you please repeat it one more time?
Yes, no problem. The complainant stated he felt pain from getting thrown on the ground.
اون کسی که در واقع مورد حمله قرار داده شد که در واقع شاکی بود میگه بدنش درد گرفت بعد از اینکه مورد اون ضرب و جرح و حمله قرار داده شد.
Who is the complaining witness? And where was this?
So the
Please.
complaining witness is another student and it took place at a school.
قاضی میپرسه که اون شاهدی که در واقع داشته میدیده جریانات اون کی بوده و ایشون اون پراسیکیوتر دارن میگن که ایشون یه دانش آموز دیگه بود اونجا که در واقع صحنه رو دید که چه خبر شده.
Which school?
So I'm trying to find, Your Honor.
Wisdom High School, Judge.
Okay. Have you reached out to the complaining witness?
Yes, Judge, I've attempted to reach out to the complaining witness. I have not heard back from him.
Okay, so I'm going to find probable cause exists to go forward with your case.
قاضی میگن که من در واقع میخوام حالا اون شواهد رو پیدا بکنم که ببینم که چجوری که این مسئله کیس شما رو جلو ببرم.
As a condition of your bond, I'm ordering you not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case.
میگه اگه بخوام در واقع برای شما یه ضمانت قرار بدم ازت قاضی خواهش میکنه که با این شاهدها با این شهودی که وجود دارن نباید در تماس باشی.
I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons.
و همچنین نباید هیچ نوع سلاحی با خودت داشته باشی، نباید هیچ سلاحی حمل بکنی.
If you violate any of these conditions, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail.
قاضی میگن که اگه از این چیزایی که من گفتم سرپیچی بکنی میری زندان.
Do you understand?
متوجه شدی؟
Would you like a court-appointed lawyer today?
دوست داری که در واقع دادگاه برای شما یه وکیل اختصاص بده، یه وکیل داشته باشی از طرف دادگاه؟ Yes, he does.
I will provide you one. My only other issue is whether to bar you from going back to the school or not.
قاضی میگن که برات یه لویر یک وکیل برات انتخاب میکنن، فقط مسئله مورد نظرشون اینه که نمیدونن بعد اجازه بدن که تو برگردی به مدرسه یا نه.
I will have you speak to the lawyer and we will determine how to go forward.
قاضی میگن من با یک وکیل صحبت میکنم و از اونجا در واقع ببینیم که چجوری بعد مسئله رو پیش ببریم.
Do you understand?
متوجه شدی؟
Okay. Okay, we will have you fill out an application. I will have you sign it recently, Victoria, and then we'll go. I'll have you give it back to me and I'll look and provide your lawyer today.
میگن یک چیز به نام اپلیکیشن به تو میدن، اونو بعد پر بکنی، به یه خانومی هم بهت کمک میکنه، بعد اونو تحویل میدی و برای تو وکیل انتخاب میکنن.
Thank you so much for the help. I appreciate it.
Of course,
Okay.
thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. You're free to go.
Thank you. Bye.
Sir, you're charged with terroristic threat. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On September 11th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer met with the complainant who advised that in the morning he received multiple phone calls from an unknown number beginning at 4:30 a.m., lasting through 4:50 a.m., in which the defendant called a total of 5 times. The complainant stated he did not answer the phone from previous knowledge that it was the defendant calling him to confront him. The complainant stated he left to work, and when he returned at approximately 4 p.m., he noticed multiple phone calls from an app-generated phone number that called him a total of 18 times. The complainant stated that on the 18th call, he answered the phone and let the defendant talk. The complainant was able to get a second cell phone and record the defendant stating, "I know where you stay at. You don't know where I am." The complainant stated he had sent a text message to the phone number that the defendant kept calling from, and said that he did not wish to have any contact with him and to leave the complainant alone and stop calling. The complainant stated that during the conversation over the phone, with the defendant before he was able to record the phone call. The defendant stated he was going to shoot the complainant in the legs so he could not work as an electrician. The complainant stated that the defendant is the complainant's current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. The defendant is the complainant's current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. The complainant told the officer that he believes the defendant is capable of carrying out his threat and the complainant is in fear for his life.
All right, Mr. Barrera, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with this person. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. If I find that you violate any of these conditions, if you are a danger to my community, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
And Judge, given my conversation with the complainant that I had yesterday, the state would request a GPS monitor because he has continually gone to the residence since this incident and has made threatening comments towards the mother-in-law as well. And recently, as of a couple of days ago, I guess he left his wheelchair outside the home in order to make some sort of threat that he's been going near the residence.
So the threats are still continuing?
Yes.
Sir, I'm now putting a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not going over there. You're not to go within 1,000 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand? Hold on. I don't want you to say anything. I will give you a lawyer today. You can talk to the lawyer, but understand my only concern is community safety. That's all I care about in this life. You know, we take things step by step. Let me do this. I'm going to give you a lawyer. I'll let you talk to the lawyer. I got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. Let me give you a lawyer. We'll go from there. But don't go where they live. Don't go where they work. Don't accidentally bump into them. Do you understand? So for now, I am going to put a GPS monitor so we know where you are. And you're not to go anywhere where they live or work. I'm going to have you now sign a receipt of Victoria. After that, we'll just have you wait for the lawyer that we get and we'll go from there. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'm going to revoke your bond. Okay. Felicia, it'll be with you because you're monitoring. And wait if you.
Your Honor, I've been appointed on Mr. Barrera.
Okay.
Barrera. Your Honor, it was brought to my attention that he's being required to have a monitor, home monitoring. And we would ask, Your Honor, would that condition be relieved if the court would consider that?
The deal is, the reason that they said this was, and normally I don't put something on the first setting unless we have some kind of evidence showing that it's a continued harassment type situation. And we have that here. They're saying that, because I think she spoke to
The complainant, Your Honor.
the complainant, and the complainant is saying that he's continuing to harass, continuing to threat, leaving his, so we let him know exactly.
Yes, counsel. So he's continuing to harass the complainant as well as he left his wheelchair at the complainant's residence by the girlfriend's mom's car. We don't know why, but he was continuing to go to the residence of the complainant.
Continuing to call, text message, come up, sir. The deal is this, is that life is way too short. Life is way too short to make a decision where you make it, or you've dug yourself a hole so deep that you'll never get out of. There are plenty of other fish in the sea, and it's time at times to just move on. Cut your losses, move on, because life's just way too short, There are other people out there, and as long as I know that we don't have any more issues in the future, I'm willing to take it off. But at this point, I got to know that it's going to stop, right? I'm not going to take your word for it that it's just going to stop. I need more than that. So that's why I put this monitor on you. After some time, if I know that I can trust you, then perhaps we can amend the conditions to take it off. But at this point, all I have is that you've picked up a criminal case. They're alleging that it's continuing to happen, and I want it to stop. Not I want it. It's going to stop one way or the other. I told you, life is too short. Move on. That's all that needs to happen. Do you understand?
But I got shot.
Okay. So you've got a lawyer, right? My only concern is that you don't have any contact with these people and you don't go where they work. The past, I get it. It's the past. I get that you guys have bad blood. All I want to do is I want to prevent further bloodshed. I don't want any more bad blood. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for something unreasonable. But what we can do after some time, I'll have them reach out. And if there are no issues, I can take it off. Do you understand? All right. I'm not asking for much. Just move on. You know, it's just like I said, people here in life in the jail are there because they have no self-control. They just wig out. They do stuff without thinking. And then they make some kind of decision where they're looking at 40 to 50 years. Don't. It's not worth it. You know? Okay. All right. So after some time, come back. Good. We'll take it off.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Foster.
Mr. Coleman, Jeroy Coleman.
Got it. I didn't realize this too. All right. Good morning, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman, you're charged with failure to identify oneself to a peace officer while being a fugitive from justice. That kicks it up to a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 15 days in jail with credit for the 5 days that you've done. It also looks like you have a second case that they're going to dismiss once you plead guilty to this offense. Is that how you understand the agreement? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it can never changes. This will go on your record. You also need to understand that from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You know, your case is 1,864 days old. I will tell you that when you show up to court, good things happen. We don't ask for much, but when you continue to just take off, it makes things a whole hell of a lot worse. You got a great lawyer. All you got to do is listen. Things will all, you know, things go right. How do you plead to the offense of failure to identify oneself?
Yes.
I'm going to find you guilty and will sentence you to the 15 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 5 days that you've done. I'm going to roll your court costs so you won't owe anything, and your other case will be dismissed on motion of state. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Azadi, it is a really terrible thing to have to live in fear. All someone wants to do there is get an education. And it's unacceptable that anyone has to live in fear wherever they go to school, wherever they work, whether they live at their house. I don't want to hear of any issues here. If I find that you become a problem while you are on bond, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? I don't want this other kid to live in fear. Do you understand? He's given you a lawyer. You must listen to Mr. Sims and he will take care of you. If he tells me that you're not listening and you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand? Okay? All right. Goes with you. Mr. Foster, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You worked out an agreement. They're offering you 18 days in jail with credit for 18 days. Done today.
Okay.
Get out today. From now on, it's a minimum 30 days in jail.
Okay.
If you go back to this place, it's not going to go well. Do you
I
understand?
ain't going back in now.
Don't go back, because otherwise you're going to come right back here.
I ain't going back in now.
You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. You're saying you don't want a trial. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can't change this. Also know that there are immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. How do you plead to the trespass? Guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty.
I'll find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement, 18 days in jail with credit for the 18, enhance the ban. Good luck to you, sir.
Judge, he has two classes.
Sit down, please.
Oh, sorry. Judge, he has two classes with the complainant. And so what I told him that probably is the solution is he needs to go to the principal and say, I need to be moved out of those classes. You know, that's probably the best for everyone.
Okay.
I think you probably agree, Judge. Because you could try to have two people at opposite sides of the classroom, but it's pretty
I
difficult. not to
don't
have
know.
conflict.
All I would know is that I don't want any more issues and I don't want the kid to live in fear.
Right.
So I'm
So
not asking for much, you know?
Okay.
So,
just tell him that he needs to talk to the principal about it. Okay, thank you, Judge.
hey,
Judge Bradford?
today,
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Judge, this is an off-docket matter. I just got a call from a Javier Gamero, case number 254-7233. Pretrial services had texted him to advise him that he needed to come in to sign bond conditions. He called me and informed me that he is currently in San Angelo, Texas, and that he would not be able to come in to get this done. I spoke with
so I mean, we can waive the signature.
with the signature. Yes, sir.
Understand, you need to let him know that if he fails to come when they tell him to come, then we issue a warrant.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, we're not going to play this game.
Yes, sir.
Just let him know.
Thanks, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
we got you. Let me get you going. Hey, can you, on Bijaro, did you take him into custody? Bijaro, did you take him into custody?
That, you're asking about the car?
Yes.
Yeah, we just came back down from the 230th.
Come up, sir. Tell me.
So Stephanie's coming down now. She decided to charge FSRA.
Right.
We just got the bonds walked through and we're back here now.
So did you get a bond set?
Yes, sir.
What?
10. Out of the
Oh,
230.
I see. Okay, right. Do you have a bonding company coming?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
everything's already filled out. They're actually, he's coming down here now to walk him over.
Okay. So I'm going to release him to the bonding company. Okay. That way he can go post the bond.
Sorry, we were here earlier than.
It's okay, but I wanted to make sure, I didn't know if they had taken him into custody or not. And I mean, normally when a felony warrant pops, you know, we take him. And so, I mean, I don't know if he's going to have a problem with it, the deputy. Oh, so who are you having coming from what bonding company? Is it Burns?
No, sir.
Someone else? Okay.
American bail bond.
He has a felony warrant because they filed a felony case just now, but he has a bonding company guy coming to take him to go do a walkthrough. So I was going to allow it when the bonding company comes. Okay, it's someone else. Yeah. Okay. So just take a seat for me in the jury box, and then when they come, we'll release them to you, Mr. Okay.
We have them on docket as well. I think Stephanie's on her way down right now.
Oh, this stuff.
I know my elevator's.
Got the bond set. I was just going to allow him to go do a walkthrough.
Yeah, we're all set there, Judge. Absolutely.
Okay. Did they do any conditions or anything upstairs or no?
Conditions pretty much parallel what we had down here. No driving without an interlock, no drugs, no alcohol, no contact with the complainant's family. So.
Okay, great. I think we're good. Just take a seat for me in the jury box, and then when they come, we'll release you. We need to get a date though. So whatever date you want with Victoria.
Trial date, Judge?
Oh, are you ready? You want to set up a trial?
No, that's
No, I was just going to do a normal reset.
Okay.
No, but the problem is that
Sure, okay.
you're going to get probably 7-day setting when you post the bond upstairs. So I guess if you want to do a long enough setting, that maybe you can do an off docket reset upstairs or whatever. I know it's because they were going to indict it. That's why. So, I mean,
We're well on our way to resolving it, Judge. I just had to get the felony situation.
right. It's old. So it's time to,
Yeah.
you know, we'll give you 30 days now,
That's perfect.
but understand that it's time to wrap it up because.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Understand.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too? Sure.
Hi, Judge. Investigator requesting your queue.
Okay. Done.
You know, just because there was a couple of snow days, there's no excuse to.
Nah, I'm trying to look like you. I don't know if I can get it that long. I mean, I'm just it's so itchy, man. I can't take it.
The problem is,
Now, if I shave, I don't realize my face is much smaller than I remember.
Yeah. Perhaps, like Captain Jack.
Yes. Good seeing you.
You too. I think we're done.
And then I guess once the bond